mean, somebody start to say to us, you know, you are good on, but this Jew and this Muslim should go, and I don't know if he said gas or something very bad. Yeah? But on the end, I understood that it's not so important for me to see the reactions of the people there at the soccer stadium. You can see everybody was watching and smiling. But my own reaction, how I feel when suddenly I'm different. I look like a religious minority, and suddenly everybody's smiling, making fun of me, and this was
actually in the international community, in the international world, about actually accepting and understanding that youth aren't the problem. Youth are actually organizing solutions, actually at the forefront of the social norms changes that we need to have in order to build progress, and we need to harness that. That norms change has led to us having standing room only in a meeting like this. So, in that work, I'm not an expert or have a lot of knowledge on the movement of religious freedom and of work, but I can imagine a moment like that in Amman, with youth leaders actually setting the agenda, speaking actually out about what they envision for the next generation of freedom, vision for society, and actually organizing themselves. I can imagine that. Along our way, and just to say, there are a couple of things within that I've understood from my colleagues. This generation of young people is the largest generation in human history. 40% of those people living in conflict areas around the world who are suffering from intensive violence and repression are youth. In a category of 18 to 25. It's a huge cohort of people. That's a lot of potential power and an excellent influence. And yet, 85% of youth around the world identify in some form or another as religious.
Pick up on some themes that you raised for us and explore them a bit. Like you, these issues are very personal to me. My family came to this country escaping religious persecution in India. Right now we're seeing immense persecution in India on the basis of religious difference in India as in other parts of the world. The story I wanted to share with you all today is actually of my Uber driver yesterday. After I landed at Dallas, got in the car, got in a conversation with the driver. He's from Afghanistan, came last year just before the Taliban takeover. And he was telling me that he grew up 5 minutes from the sixth over there. Used to spend time with the community, used to eat dinner there. And what we know now is that a few decades ago there were 200,000 Sikhs in Afghanistan. Now there are 9. Not 9,000, not 900, 9. And it's on the basis of religious persecution. And so this is what's on my heart today, as it is with many of you, with the communities you work with and serve. And part of what you raise here, and part of what we're thinking about is when we're looking at places like Afghanistan or China or Nicaragua, Iran, we see how the privileging of a single religious community can come at the expense of other communities. And we can also see how privileging religious freedom over other human rights can lead to other kinds of oppressions and violence. And you raised this, Representative of the government, in your remarks, and I would love to hear from you. What do you see as the antidote to these kinds of experiences we're seeing all around the world? How do we shift culture in a way that ensures that everyone in the world has the opportunity